A crimson sun bathed the viewport, casting long shadows across the bridge of the battle barge Iron Serpent. Captain Agathon Prytanis, his face etched with cybernetic scars and a perpetual scowl, stared impassively at the holographic display flickering before him. It depicted Governor Marius Decius of Forge World Styges VIII, a portly man sweating profusely under the augury device's harsh glare. "Captain Prytanis!" Decius rasped, his voice laden with desperation. "The orcs! They've overrun the southern refineries. My Skitarii forces are overwhelmed. You are our only hope." Prytanis remained silent, his augmetic eyes analyzing the tactical map overlaid on the holographic feed. The refineries, which were vital for the Imperium's war machine production, were a smoldering inferno. Orcs, hulking brutes clad in scrap metal and wielding crude but surprisingly deadly weapons, swarmed the perimeter. A stray bolter round pinged off the bridge's armored hull, a stark reminder of the chaos unfolding outside. Finally, Prytanis spoke, his voice devoid of emotion. "Deploy the 3rd and 5th War Companies. Objective: secure the refineries and neutralize the orc threat. Apothecarion prepares for extensive casualties." Brother Thaddeus, a stoic figure clad in heavily augmented crimson power armor, let out a low hum of acknowledgement. His cybernetic eye flickered with a faint red glow as he downloaded the mission parameters. Unlike most Space Marines, who reveled in the thrill of battle, Thaddeus approached war with the same cold efficiency as performing maintenance on his bolter rifle. He was a product of the Sons of Medusa, a chapter forever marked by its rebellious origins. Their approach to war was devoid of glory-seeking heroics. It was a brutal calculus aimed at maximizing efficiency and minimizing losses. The drop pods launched in a fiery ballet, carving searing streaks through Styges' polluted atmosphere. Thaddeus felt the familiar G-forces pin him to his reinforced seat, the whine of the breaching thrusters a constant background hum. As he touched down amidst the scorched Promethean pipes and twisted metal, the stench of burned oil and orcish musk filled his helm filters. Emerging from the smoking hulk of his drop pod, Thaddeus surveyed the battlefield. Orcs of varying sizes, from hulking knobs to scrawny grots, charged toward him with guttural roars. He raised his bolter, the weapon spitting out a torrent of sanctified ceramite shells. Each round detonated with a satisfying thud, crumpling orcs into mangled heaps. The Sons of Medusa moved with terrifying precision. Brother Silas, a towering figure wielding a crackling power fist, smashed through an orc horde, his augmented limbs propelling him forward with unstoppable force. Brother Corvus, a sniper clad in camo-patterned power armor, picked off orc leaders from afar, his every shot surgically precise. Thaddeus fought with machine-like efficiency. He didn't waste a single bullet. His bolter fire carved a bloody swathe through the green tide. He sidestepped a crude power claw aimed at his chest, retaliating with a point-blank bolter burst that sent the orc champion reeling back. Suddenly, the Vox channel cracked with static. "Thaddeus, this is Brother Silas. Orc reinforcements are incoming from the east. Prepare to be flanked." Thaddeus cursed under his breath. The orcs, despite their chaotic nature, were surprisingly adept at adapting their tactics. A wave of hulking war buggies, ramshackle vehicles cobbled together from scrap metal and fueled by sheer orc madness, roared towards their position. "Brothers!" Thaddeus barked into his Vox. "Focus fire on the war bugs, don't let them breach our line!" The charging vehicles were met with a withering hail of bolter fire. Explosions rocked the refinery complex, showering the battlefield with burning debris. However, the orcs were relentless, exploding their makeshift contraptions near the Sons of Medusa lines, showering them with shrapnel and scorching flames. Thaddeus saw an orc war boss clamber out of the wreckage of a destroyed buggy, his armor singed and dented. The beast, a grotesque parody of a human with tusks and cybernetic implants, roared a challenge. Thaddeus aimed his bolter, a bead of sweat gathering under his helm's edge. This was no ordinary orc, it was a potential turning point in the battle. He squeezed the trigger, but the bolter sputtered and died, a malfunction. Thaddeus cursed under his breath. Before he could react, the war boss charged, raising its power claw. Thaddeus instinctively sidestepped the claw, slamming into the ground with a bone-jarring thud that sent tremors through the battlefield. Thaddeus lunged forward, drawing his combat blade, a relic of a bygone era, cherished for its brutal simplicity. In a shower of sparks, steel met claw. The warboss roared, its immense strength nearly overpowering Thaddeus. Years of cybernetic augmentation held, however, allowing him to parry the beast's blows. He landed a glancing blow on the warboss's arm, drawing a spray of green blood. The fight devolved into a brutal dance of steel and muscle. Thaddeus, despite his enhanced physique, felt exhaustion gnawing at him. Fueled by rage and a pain tolerance that bordered on the absurd, the warboss continued to press the attack. Just when Thaddeus felt his arm about to give way, a thunderous boom resonated through the battlefield. He glanced up and saw Brother Silas, his power fist crackling with raw energy, land a devastating blow on the warboss's chest. The green-skinned leader crumpled, his body spasming before going limp. A cheer erupted from the Sons of Medusa, a harsh, guttural sound devoid of human emotion, but filled with grim satisfaction. The momentum shifted. The orcs, leaderless and demoralized, began to falter. Thaddeus, his blade slick with orc blood, led the charge. The Sons of Medusa, bolstered by their victory over the warboss, cut through the remaining orcs with renewed efficiency. Soon, mangled green bodies littered the battlefield, the acrid smell of burning oil masking the coppery tang of blood. As the smoke cleared, the Sons of Medusa stood amongst the ruins, their crimson armor scorched and dented, but their forms unbroken. Governor Decius, emerging from a heavily fortified bunker with a retinue of Skitara guards, approached them with a mixture of awe and apprehension. "Thank you, Space Marines," he stammered, his voice trembling. "You have saved Styges 8 from the clutches of those vile greenskins." Praetanis stepped forward, his augmetic eye flashing. "The refineries are secured. We have minimized losses, which is acceptable under the circumstances. Your gratitude is unnecessary, Governor. We serve the Emperor." Decius flinched under the captain's cold stare. He had heard whispers about the Sons of Medusa, tales of their unorthodox methods and disdain for anything remotely resembling sentimentality. Now witnessing them firsthand, he couldn't help but feel a chilling sensation crawl up his spine. Praetanis continued, his voice monotone. "For a complete damage assessment, we require immediate access to the refinery cogitators. Additionally, we will shortly transmit requisition orders for essential Prometheum reserves. Any delays will be met with displeasure." Decius stammered a hasty agreement, his mind racing. He understood the Sons of Medusa's purpose. They were a shield, a blunt instrument wielded by the Imperium, but they were also a constant reminder of the brutal reality of war, a reality that left little room for gratitude or human emotions. Decius couldn't shake the feeling that a force as relentless and unforgiving as the orcs themselves had saved him, as the Sons of Medusa stood vigil over the smouldering refineries, their metallic forms casting long shadows under the crimson sun. The Sons of Medusa may not have sought glory, but they had achieved victory, their cold efficiency a terrifyingly effective tool in the endless war for the Emperor's dominion.